Back in bold, part 4. We're rolling on this series, creating a
Okay.
metaverse business. We're building the first metaverse hotel with our man Tommy Farr. We got a special guest today. We have Tommy's artist, a dude
What's
in
going
Africa.
on?
He's been making waves in the NFT industry. This is exciting. I'm really curious how you can make this NFT artwork because it doesn't seem like it costs that much money to make, but then it's going for so much money. So I really want to learn about this side of the business. Tommy, can you introduce your man?
Yeah. So this is our first introduction of our creative director. He's actually going to be heading up all artwork and creative direction of Metaverse Hospitality. So yeah, welcome Nai to our team. He's
Thank
coming
you.
all the
Glad
way
to be
from
here.
Lagos, Africa. So yeah, welcome Nai. If you could give a little background on just your background in art. How you've come up on an artist in Africa, and then I'll touch on how we got in touch, I guess.
And
Okay.
one quick thing. One quick thing. He's playing the Banksy thing. You know, he's mysterious. He's hidden in the dark room. I like it. I fuck with it.
Yeah.
So my name is Nee. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. I schooled in Nigeria all my life. I studied mass communication, and somewhere along my third year in uni, well, not third year, my second year, I started I started designing. I first started using Macromedia Fireworks before Adobe bought it. Then I moved on to Photoshop. I left uni in 2012, started working for a multimedia company called Indani TV, which is owned by GT Bank, one of the biggest banks in Nigeria. I worked there till from 2013 till 2018, and I've been freelance ever since then. In between 2013 to 2018, I've worked with a lot of local brands and international brands. I've worked with Facebook as a freelancer. I've worked with Google. I've worked with LVMH. I've worked with Uber.
The
Almost
latest,
any.
you had some cover art for an artist that went viral, didn't
Oh
you?
yeah, yeah. So I recently did the cover of Peru, which is a song by Ed Sheeran and Fireboy. I'm not
Yep.
sure if you
Fire
guys saw
boo.
that. Yeah, yeah. So it's been making waves. I've done for some international artists too. I did I think for Conor Maynard and SDJM, they released like a um an EDM version of I Want It That Way by Backstreet Boys. I've worked on that. I've worked with a lot of Nigerian artists from Ladipo to just the local acts. At some point, I also did photography with Guardian Life and Guardian. I've shot for magazines. I've basically been in the creative space since 2013, just making stuff, collaborating, doing exhibitions. My skill sets ranges from art direction, photography, 3D, branding, AR, VR, motion graphics, almost anything you can think of creatively. I think the only aspect I've not dabbled in is web, because that's not really my strongest suit. In my spare time, I have a personal ongoing project called Mr. Color, where I just put out experimental visuals that I want to do outside of client work. And it's Hello Mr. Color on Instagram. You can check it out. But yeah, that's pretty much like a rough lowdown about everything I've done up to this point. And I met Tommy through a friend called Jadi Sola, and he kind of reached out and told me about the idea for what he wanted to do. And I thought it was very innovative and fresh because I've been in the NFT space. I have a profile on Foundation, Super Rare, Rarible, Known Origins. Well, I kind of took a break just to kind of re-strategize my process with NFTs. But yeah, like I said, Tommy reached out to me with this project which I thought was very.
It
It
was a rough
sounded like,
start at first, to be honest.
yeah, it was a rough start because I thought he was a scammer, which was ironic.
It was a little
Because
sketchy
this
message on
fan,
my
yeah,
end, I guess.
yeah, and the way he
As
approached me,
the roles reverse, because usually Americans we talk about getting scammed by the Nigerian princess prince.
exactly, because in the crypto space now, it just feels like there's a lot of white scammers. So I was like, oh, this is another white scammer. It wasn't until his friend reached out to me like, oh, yo, this guy is legit. Like, you need to talk to him. And I was like, okay, let me go back and because the message felt very generic, like, oh, I have this NFT project I'm working on. I want you to be. I was like, yeah, this is another. And it didn't help that it was my message request because we were not following each other back then. So, but
Yeah.
now
It was.
it's
So yeah,
yeah,
Jadasola actually, we've been friends for years and years now, going
yeah.
back to when I lived in St. Petersburg. And randomly one day we were just talking about art. I think even before I got my Bored Ape. I just asked her about artists she was into, anybody that may be in the NFT space. And she's like, I don't know if Anai has NFTs yet. And at that point he had released one or two. But I looked into his art, looked into his vision, and from there I've been a follower, been a fan since. And slowly, as my vision of my own company, as my own business has evolved, I've kind of seen how Nye could fit in, and that it's going to be a really good fit. Kind of what made it work best is when we first talked, when we first got that introduction after Jadasola finally said you can trust him. It's something that could be really, really cool. What really attracted to me to Nye is that it was one of the first things he said is, I'm not just an artist. I don't want to just do your artwork and leave it at that. We're building a company. We're building an entire creative direction that falls in line with the company, not just like one piece of art. So that's, I think, where we both had a same vision, and we aligned on that, and full steam ahead.
Yeah, that's why I'm interested. Like, why him? Like, what makes your creative thing unique and your art and whatnot? Like, what's the specialty? I'm not a genius or a historian of art, but what makes you unique?
I think because I'm multidisciplinary, I can work across almost any medium. So I know how to effortlessly weave 3D into branding. Like I know how to work across different skill sets. And I've been doing this for close to 10 years. So I have a lot of experience, both locally and internationally. And I feel like, well, no, I feel like I know I'm very innovative and I always bring something fresh to the table because I'm always thinking of the next big idea to work on. I have this hunger for more, which I think has to do because I have ADHD. So I'm never satisfied. My brain is just always. So I think that's what makes me a very special fit with. I think Tommy was interested in someone like that who can,
Yeah,
bring
exactly.
something
Especially
fresh to
when
the
it comes to
space.
like Sandbox, for example. We just had this conversation a couple of days ago about how we're building up our hotel in Sandbox, and that I told him the prices of all the builders and how long it would take and all this. And he's like, let me look at it. Let me see if I can build this. Let's make it a team thing, and see if we can make this a little more personalized to our company. So now we're looking and building our Sandbox, our hotels ourselves, and seeing if we can make that happen, just on our creative side. So yeah, it's
So
kind of.
what is like your style though? Like I know like expressionism or classical stuff, or I love Roman architecture. Like what is your kind of like feel? You know what I'm talking about?
I think because I'm an art director, I don't have one particular style. I know how to work based on the brief. So if the brief says, oh, we want something inspired by maybe German design or Japanese design, I know how to adapt to, because that's how an art director should work. You should be able to take an idea and take it to the next level and I know how to tinker with things. Like I know how to deconstruct things and approach them from a fresh idea. So I wouldn't say I have a a particular style. It just depends on what the project demands. If you're asking for my personal artistic style, I think my work is more in the colorful slash psychedelia area. I do a lot of work that is inspired by psychedelics and colors, but I try to differentiate those aspects. Because when I'm working as an artist, it's based on what I want to do, and when I'm working as an art director, it's based on what the brief tells me. So if Tommy is saying, "Oh, I want something that looks like it came out of Blade Runner," I would obviously go and research on Blade Runner and see how I can adapt it. So I don't think I have a personal style when it comes to my design approach. It's just mostly for my artistic approach where I have a style.
Yeah,
Before
because
we
you've
get
been
in,
in.
my bad. Before we get into the kind of the style Tommy's looking for the hotels, I'm curious, how did you like blow up? I mean, from Africa, the big city and whatnot, but it seems like you got a global presence. You've worked with all these big brands. I mean, how are you
Yeah.
able to go from a kid in Africa to the international stage?
So when I said I'd worked with these brands, it's not really the international branch. It's usually like the African what's the word? Should I say branch? I mean, I've worked with companies internationally, but I mean, Google has Google in Africa and Google. So it's not like I worked with Google USA, but I worked with Google, which is a part of the main Google. But you'd be surprised. Lagos is a very innovative space, and there's a lot of big players in the scene. And I think over the years, as the internet has become a global village, it's been very easy for artists from this region to kind of break it into those things. So I don't think it's been really hard. It was hard in the beginning, but now that we're having conversations about the internet and metaverse, everything feels very inclusive. Like I could do some work now and somebody in maybe Germany might see it and also connect with it. So I think the internet has made that possible. There's a lot of amazing creatives in Nigeria / Lagos that are doing very big things. So I don't think it's been that hard. It's just a matter of how I can use the internet to my advantage and connect to
Now at the same time, now I remember how you were saying how you've still never been to the United States though, and we're making it big in Miami next. So
yeah,
he's being a little humble. I think that he's doing really, really well in Africa. He's got his name out there, but at the same time, he does want to have that global presence that's to come.
Cool. Hey, let's get into this. So, Tommy, what are you looking for the art director, and how is he going to operate, and what's the theme? Is it going to be like the Trump Hotel, everything's gold? Like, what is it going to look like?
So there's two sides of it to two different hotels, pretty much. We have the hotel that's going to be a little more luxury, be a little more 5-star resort than. I don't know, I don't want to say degenerate, but you know how the NFT space has like that degenerate, like, shoot, my shirt says it right now, Bored Ape Yacht Club degenerates only. But when it comes to like, gambling, sports bets, horse racing, our other hotel, not next to Bored Ape Yacht Club, is next to Zed Run, which is the horse racing. So that one's going to include, the casino and the gambling side, versus our flagship hotel next to Bored Ape Yacht Club will be a little more luxe, a little more luxurious, a little more fancy, and like more so, wine dinners versus DJ and parties. That type of scene is the difference in the hotels. When it comes to art direction, it will reflect that a little bit as well. We're going to so we have our initial drop is what we're focused on right now. It's actually going to be a free NFT, and it's going to be the uniform for all our staff members and supporters in the Metaverse. So you get an NFT of this uniform. I'm going to leave it at that because we haven't released anything yet, but it'll be something that you can put on your avatar in the Metaverse. So you're going to own this NFT, which will eventually get you a wearable in the Metaverse, so you can see, that's Metaverse hospitality staff. Let's go to them for help. So it'll be very, very recognizable right away. And then from there, we're not finalized yet, but how the NFTs for the two hotels are going to work is it's going to be an access key. So think of a hotel key, but for the future. So we're thinking, again, wearables, maybe a ring, maybe a watch. Maybe we make it, a little bit artistically directed towards the hotels, but that's the start of our artistic direction and where we're going to launch this company with those two NFT drops.
I apologize, I'm just terrible with the name, and that's a hard name, but Neo, I'm going to say just Neo for now. Are you building all this? You're building the buildings, the NFTs, like, are you creating all this?
The buildings, not sure yet. The NFTs, yes. If I'm not, yes, I'm working on the NFT, yes. Because I have experience in 3D.
Our focus now is on the artwork, and the NFT drop is the main goal before everything else is complete. So we want to get the NFTs out there. That's Nai's focus right now, is the actual artwork. But from there is where we're bringing in, so much more.
Nai, how long does it take to create the NFT? Like, what kind of work goes into this? I mean, how do you do it?
Well, the first step is really research. He'll tell me, we want to make rings for to give people as NFTs. Going to research of what the rings look like, what they should look like, the colors and everything. Then the next step is just implementing it, probably using a software like Cinema 4D to build the base model. And pretty much, it's basically from research to implementation. That's pretty much it. Like I said, it's all based on the brief of what he asked me for and how I can interpret it to what I think would work for people to buy as NFTs. There could also be use cases where we could have them in like AR from where you could have like a filter or something where you scan it and you could actually see the ring in real life in form of AR. So there's going to be different possibilities.
So like, how do I make an NFT? Let's say I want to make. How are you making the shirt for the people? You know, like Tom, you were just talking about you're going to drop the free NFT. How do you make that? I have no idea.
So it depends. I mean, you can go as simple as literally uploading an image to a marketplace. That's the simplest way if you want to look at it like that. You can literally have your created PNG file, JPEG file, whatever it is, and upload it to, say, OpenSea as an NFT. Simple as that. There's obviously more complex ways, whether it's, you know, if you're going to mint it from someone's website, then you have to have a Solidity contract in place. The website needs to be on chain. And then you need to mint everything to the contract. And then the contract has to be connected to the wallets, which is connected to OpenSea. That's the more complex version of it. But if you want to get simple as possible, you literally upload an image and then it's an NFT. That's it.
We could also make like a 3D version of that same image where it's like it's rotating, so you're seeing it more interactively. There's different ways, but like you said, yeah, OpenSea or any of these platforms.
And that is what actually got me attracted to Nye in the first place, was his 3D imaging. We'll definitely share some of his work through our social media, but some of his 3D, I mean, all of his work is pretty amazing, but the 3D is really, really what caught my eye at first.
Yeah.
Nee, what excites you the most to be part of this metaverse and building these hotels? Like, what is neat about it? Why do you want to do this?
I think for me, it's two things. I've not seen anybody approach the metaverse from a hotel perspective, because I've never really heard anybody say, oh, you can get an NFT from this project, and in real life, you get real life use cases. And I think, again, the second thing is his vision and his transparency. I think I like how transparency is with, like, we've had discussions and he's let me know that, okay, this is what this is, this is what this is like, this is what I'm going to do. And those are the two things I value the most about this project, the transparency and just where he's taking it to. Because everybody's kind of using NFTs with games, music, videos. I've not seen anybody with the use case of hospitality and hotels. And I think hospitality is a very important aspect of luxury, because people want to feel good, people want to feel comfortable. And if you now add NFTs to that, I feel like that's a game changer. And like I said, I've not really seen anybody do it. People are focusing on the normal ideas you would have, again, pictures, films, games. But I don't think I've seen anybody approach it from the hospitality angle. So that's what is really exciting me.
That uniqueness is what you've been doing the past 10 years with art. Like, you've always been looking for the cutting edge thing, not copycat.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. How to stand out. Because there's a lot of creatives on the internet, but you need to set yourself apart. So how am I different from this person? How am I different from this person? And that has been the core value of my own work anyways. That and just having fun.
Can you give me some examples of how you've done that in your past?
So I have a company with my friend called Thrill Digital, and we've basically created a shoot to earn game called Astra. I can share the link. But we created so many projects. We also started one where we're doing digital fashion when digital fashion just became a thing. I've worked with so many brands where I've tried to apply new mediums of technology like AR. There's a fashion brand I work with where we're currently using AR to visualize the glasses before you buy them. So you can try them on and see how they look before even buying it. And nobody's really doing that in streetwear in my region anyways, in Nigeria.
Hey, you need to get Tommy to do that so he can get some better glasses. I don't think he visualizes that.
Well, I gotta bring up once an episode at least, huh?
No, it's starting to
Yeah.
become your style. The cocaine cowboy. I love it. Okay.
I figured I gotta
Actually,
stick with
love
it
it
now.
reminds me of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Have you seen the movie?
What is it?
Your glasses reminds me of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the one with Johnny Depp.
No,
Oh,
I
Hunter
haven't.
Thompson. About Hunter Thompson. Yeah.
I think so, yeah. The glasses
Yeah.
they remind me of, yeah.
I
Um,
wouldn't see y'all without it. I gotta rock it.
I think it's a good marketing play too. Like, oh, that's Tommy. That's the hotel guy, the Metaverse hotel. It
Yeah.
stands out. If you just wore that shirt, it'd be like, oh, okay, Bored Ape Yacht. But the glasses,
Yeah.
like, oh, who is this guy? Who is this character?
Exactly.
Not
That's
dumb.
what I thought first
Not dumb.
when we had a video call. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Because the last person I saw wearing this type of glasses was my dad, and this is a long time ago. So yeah.
Yeah, bringing them back.
I got a
Maybe
thing
just
here
for me though.
for Tommy. Okay, so when you were in St. Regis, did you meet the art director, or did you see what they did, and how is that different from your hotel in the Metaverse, or is it going to be the same like responsibilities and ideas? How did St. Regis do it, and how do you want to do it?
It is a little bit different. I think when it comes to 5-star hotels in real life, the main factor is cleanliness. Obviously, the building is beautiful on its own and everything inside is immaculate, but if it wasn't clean, then it wouldn't look like that. So when it comes to 5-star buildings and service, it's literally cleanliness and keeping it up, and literally everybody having an eye on it. As a food and beverage manager, if I saw trash on the ground or anything that is off, I would notice a marking on the wall in the St. Regis because I walk past it every day and look for stuff like that. And that's the same with everybody's mindset at the St. Regis, and that's why it stays immaculate. So it'll be a little bit different when it becomes to a Metaverse, but it does come down to the look and the feel of things. But at the same time, it's how you're made felt. We're going to make service 5 stars in the Metaverse as well. We want to, if you're a regular visit, we want to know your name right off the bat. We want to have someone greeting you right there as soon as you walk in the hotel. If you need help, you'll have help, and all the way through. And that's also what makes something luxurious, is when you can be ahead of the guest, when you can literally look at a situation and see what the guest needs before they ask it of you. And I think that's a side of luxury that we're going to be able to hit in the Metaverse. But yeah, art direction is a thing as well, where it's got to look good. And I think as long as you're on the same page of having, maybe we're not sure on the exact aesthetics, but for example, maybe we'll do all white like the Edition hotels. They have that look of, all white in the lobby with a nice green palm tree. It's a beautiful, luxurious, clean look. But that the actual look of things is not something we've completely finalized yet regarding like building the hotels and building out the exact spaces.
D, what do you think? What do you want to look like, and what is your idea so far?
I mean, the type of architecture I love is a lot of Nordic design, that's Scandinavian design, and again, like you said, just very clean lines and
Scandinavian
somewhat
minimalism.
minimal.
Scandinavian
Yes,
minimalism.
yeah,
Beautiful.
because I feel like it helps. It puts you in a very peaceful state of mind. Well, if we can mix that with, because I researched on St. Regis, if we can mix that with like luxury, I feel like there's a fine point in the middle where those two will blend and you can get something really, really dope. But like I said, we'll think about it and definitely work on creating something.
Yeah, the
that's
hotel is
very
something we're
unique and
gonna.
nice.
It'll be back and forth for a little bit. Why the NFT artwork is the main focus right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a comment on that. So Scandinavian minimalism. I lived in Denmark for a year, so I traveled through Sweden. I know, been in Norway, all that stuff, and I like it. And it is clean. It gets your mind crisp, but sometimes it feels soulless, And I'm thinking with the Metaverse, how do you make that feel alive and not just a video game? When I stare at a screen for too long, I feel like shit. Know what I mean? So how do you make these hotels feel like they have life, like an Italian villa, or they have these good feelings and not like totally dead inside like it feels sometimes in Scandinavia?
So that's why, like I said, we're going to mix it with something else. The cleanliness of Scandinavian design would definitely be there, but we can now introduce like maybe tropical elements or something that gives you that holiday. But I think a very good example would be like Tulum in Mexico. I don't know if you've been to Tulum. There's a
Yeah,
lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
trees.
it's a mini
Exactly.
LA now. It's a shithole now. I don't like Tulum anymore, but
Yeah, but you get
it's
what I
still
mean. So we want to
beautiful.
mix it with, and it's the metaverse, so we can make it like a melting point where we're just mixing all these different aspects that would work. So it doesn't have to
And
be
we're
just
and
like
we're
behavior.
talking about making things feel like a little bit more live. There's going to
Yes,
be galleries. Nye's artwork is going to
exactly.
be all over the place. Interactive galleries. We may do feature different artists here and there. We're going to have an athletic club. We may have different types of games on different floors. So each floor may look quite a bit different too, but there'll be
Yeah.
interactive opportunities for whether it's just artwork or actually getting your avatar involved.
Awesome, Mark. I'd like to ask Nye what his overall opinions are on the NFT space for artists. I know a lot of artists are moving into this direction. There's a lot of money involved, maybe, but do you think it's hurting art? Do you think it's helping art? What is your thoughts on NFT?
I think it's both, but I don't think it's necessarily affecting art in a negative way. I like the fact that it's giving artists a chance to kind of make money without these big corporations, because for a while, a lot of the money that artists make is usually tied to them working with somebody. So I like the fact that some kid in America or in Lagos can just wake up and mint some works and make good money out of it. But I think it's also putting pressure on artists the older artists, to kind of try and readjust their philosophy to try and just how do I put it? Like it's forcing artists to think like, oh, am I doing the right thing by not being in the NFT space? Because I've had a lot of older artists ask me, oh, what's this NFT about? What's going on? There's a lot of FOMO going on. I think another thing I'm not really too sure about is how a lot of artists have started to pander to the markets. They're no longer trying to create work that they like. They're trying to create work that looks like Beatpool or all these other artists just so they can make money, which I don't think is the right way to go. But I'm not the one to judge. But I think overall it has more positives than negatives, because it's kind of like a new way of making money as an artist. In the past, you either had to be working with the big Fortune 500s or just doing something else. But now you don't even really need to know anybody. You can just get your marketing right, promote your NFTs, and you're making money. I've seen so many people online say NFTs help them pay their parents' mortgage. It has helped them raise their family. It has helped them. I know somebody in Nigeria personally. His name is Owo. He's the one behind Afro Droids. And a lot of the money that he made from Afro Droids, he donated it to some orphanages, and he's been sharing progress reports. Now they're building houses for these orphanages. They're providing resources. So I think there's a lot of good in the NFT space. It just depends on how the artist is using it. But I think it's more good than bad. Obviously, there's also the environmental angle, which I think needs to be figured out. But I also think it's kind of unfair to pin all that on the NFT space. Because if you think about it, the major culprits for what's going on with global warming, there are no more than 8 companies. A lot of these big corporations are actually responsible for what's. So a lot of these companies they're actually the reason why we're having a lot of these global warming issues. Like I think 10 companies in total. And I think it's unfair to just pin the whole effects of global warming on the NFT space. But yeah, I feel like it's a good initiative, and it's helping artists create their own platforms and new sources of income. So yeah.
Yeah, as long as we get away from like I think the cartoon artwork,
Yeah.
that's almost dead now. I think
Yeah, a lot of people are trying to do like body apes. I've seen so many variations of apes.
Well, amazing. That's part 4. I'm very excited for you, Tommy. You got your art director. Your chemistry seems good together. Nye, you seem
yeah,
like you've been ahead of the
thank you.
curve. I like your energy, and I'm excited to see what you guys get into. It's going to be interesting. We got some final words, you guys?
Hi, thanks for having us. Yeah, this has been
Yeah,
a
thanks for
fun
having us. Yeah.
series. Glad to keep it going. The team's coming together surely but slowly. NIYIOKEOWOSTUDIO is the first step, and I'm extremely glad to have him a part of the team and move forward from here.
Nye, are you going to be in Lagos the rest of this year, 2022?
Well, no, I travel every now and then. I'm supposed to go to Senegal in February, and I think I want to go to. I'm not sure, but I travel. I try and travel like 3 times a year because I don't like staying in just one place. It limits my frame of view. So I like to, yeah. I think in 2019, I did a lot of traveling. I traveled like 4 times. Went to Cape Verde, Ghana, Kenya, Rwanda. So I just like
Get to
exploring
Miami
spaces.
and New York City, and that creativity is gonna explode, baby.
Definitely. It's
Well,
just the whole visa situation. America is not really a fan of Nigeria, so applying for
Right.
visa is. But we'll see.
We'll
I
get
actually
there. We'll
have no
get there.
problem coming to America. It's just the whole visa, but I'm sure we can work that out. So
yeah,
Yep.
why I ask is I'll be back in Europe come February, and then I'm deciding what I'm going to do in the summer. I might go mess around in Africa because I've never been, and if I
you
do,
should,
you gotta show me a good time.
you should, because I can sense that your energy is very. You like living in the moment, and Lagos is. You definitely live in the moment. Like it's wild, but it's also like the energy is different here.
It's got soul, baby. Art, soul.
It
I love it.
has. It has a lot of soul. You definitely enjoy it.
All right, Tommy,
And the
where can we
music
find
is
Tommy and I? Where can we find all the socials and stuff?
We're gonna drop lots of artwork for Nye on Metaverse Hospitality's Twitter. Nye, you're more on Instagram, right?
yes, Instagram. We have this whole ban on Twitter, so you have to use a VPN in Nigeria. The
Gotcha.
government is, but yeah,
What's your
Instagram is
Instagram handle?
hello New York. I'll send it to you. You have my Instagram. I'll send it to you.
But for the viewers, so they can check you out.
Okay, yeah. So hello NIYIOKEOWO. So it's hello NIYIOKEOWO. I can put it in the chat so that you can just get
Perfect.
the
Yeah,
thing there.
we'll attach that to Twitter and everything, and send people shots of your work and whatnot. Get them excited.
Yeah.
Well, watch this. Watch this. Actually, 1 second. This is my creative, artistic work right here. Ready? Hey, there he is.
Ooh,
Right
nice.
Wait,
Hi,
what's that? I
guys.
can't. Oh, but this is Instagram. This handle is for Instagram. I've sent the one for Twitter.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
yeah.
We'll throw it out there. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Make sure you live bold and excited to continue this series. Ciao.
Hey, thanks, Nick. Appreciate you.